Think about the new technologies that we're hearing about, the Internet of Things, machine learning, artificial intelligence. This is just the beginning of something enormous. And we've tried to model the impact that will come to the economies of 20 different countries to understand the opportunity that this digital era brings. Brazil, we have found that until the year 2030 looks, under current conditions, to be generating about $40 billion worth of additional GDP thanks to these new technologies. So that's 40 billion more than would have happened without these new technologies. That sounds pretty big. Actually, it's very small when you put it in the scheme of things, because across those 20 countries, we're looking at an increase of at least $10 trillion. Now, if Brazil had the same capacity to absorb those technologies and turn them into economic benefits as the other 20 countries we looked at, then that $40 billion would actually increase to $210 billion. But for Brazil to achieve that, there are many things that need to be addressed. Things like education, things like infrastructure, things like economic openness. These are obviously big challenges for government, and particularly big challenges for government in Brazil. When we talk about skills, and we particularly are talking about STEM skills, which are science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, Brazil needs to think about how to encourage this. And that's something, for example, that China has done. They have an IoT hub, for example, that really focuses on building skills in that area. Now, the picture is not all gloom. There are many, many positive points about Brazil's situation. For example, Brazil's consumer markets are very active, and the appetite for technology among consumers in Brazil is among the highest in the world. Brazil also has a very high urbanization rate. This, we've also found, is a very good indicator of rapid dissemination of the benefits of these kinds of new technologies. A third advantage that I'd point out is Brazil's burgeoning startup community, technology-driven startups. And it's not all in one place, it's spread across the whole country. And these new technology-driven startups are going to be a very important part of translating these new technologies into real economic value. So we see how that cycle can be set off. Brazil actually is very strongly positioned to get those kinds of benefits going in this digital era.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. That's enough.